And it's 13 minutes after 8 o'clock, and I have not been able to wait for this. So me and the guests have been chatting about Cooper Lake State Park, and you're about to meet them. In fact, you already know Steve Killian, and we're going to meet two young ladies who are following careers in Texas Parks and Wildlife. And I'll let them introduce themselves. Go right ahead, Breanna.
My name's Breanna Hicks, and I'm the interpreter at the park for the summer.
Okay.
And I'm Callie Shell, and I'm the intern for the summer at the park.
Okay, wonderful. And introduce yourself, sir.
And I'm Steve Killian, the superintendent of Cooper Lake State Park.
Okay, glad to have you all here today.
Good to be back.
Steve, I know it's good news that you're finding these kind of folks.
Yes. It's the park rangers that make Cooper Lake State Park great, period. I mean, we have a beautiful natural oasis here in Northeast Texas. But it's the employees, it's the park rangers that make us great. So we found Callie. She just graduated from Texas A&M, and we were lucky to have found her for our summer intern program. And then Breanna Hicks is a longtime resident of Hopkins County, and she has a love for the outdoors. And again, we were lucky to find her for the summer.
I'm going to pick on Callie first. And Callie, I just met this morning. And so how come you have chosen this as a career path?
So at Texas A&M University, I studied veterinary medicine, and I have a minor in psychology and tourism management. And I really chose to do that because I really love the outdoors, nature, animals. I grew up spending lots of summers with my dad outside camping at many of the different national parks and also state parks across the U.S.
You were telling us that it was not just sporadic camping, but like long term.
Yes, we would go for like 6-week trip all across the U.S. One year we started in Maine, Maryland, too, and we went all the way across the U.S. We saw Mount Rushmore. We went into Canada. We came back down. We went to Yellowstone. We ended back up in Washington State where he lives. And it was a whole 6-week long road trip.
Mostly camping in a tent.
Yes, tent camping.
Okay, how neat. And that has influenced your life.
Yes, it made a big impact on me because I remember so many things he used to teach me, like how to make campfires, how to build a tent, just basically how to do all that basic camping stuff in the woods, just me and my dad.
Well, I'm greatly pleased that we have found you and brought you here to Cooper Lake. Talking to Breanna, I said she's something like a poster child for state parks. Tell us why.
So
what you've done.
Back in the 70s when state parks were kind of getting popular again, my grandfather actually worked for Texas Parks and Wildlife, where he built the parks. Many of the parks you see in Texas, he led that construction crew. And then since before I was born, my mother has worked for Texas Parks and Wildlife, and I've just grown up visiting the parks, camping in the parks, and just having that appreciation for the area that I live in. So that's what has interested me in this line of work, is all that family history and then where I grew up. So that's why I'm here.
And your family history lends itself into Texas history, because how our parks came into being and how they're still maintained today is very, very important part of who we are in Texas.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think the conservation that the parks does is so important to Texas, keeping those natural areas the way they're supposed to be. So that's something I really strive towards. Yeah.
I agree. And Steve mentioned that you grew up here, so North Hopkins School District.
Yes, graduated from North Hopkins.
FFA.
Yes, FFA, everything you can do in school. That was me.
And you're entering your third year in college.
Yes, Texas A&M Commerce. I'll be going into my junior year, so really excited about that.
Oh, we are excited to have you here too. So let's say now you've gotten sort of in the role of things as the first month of summer is already behind us. So when campers come, or day use people, let's say day use, there to just hike or use the park, Callie, what might you encounter, or what might you do through the day?
So on the weekends, oftentimes I'll help out Breanna with educational programs like Skins or Skulls, or I also like to do nature hikes. There's a really fun one that I do with the oak trees on one of the trails. And I, as the intern, get to experience a lot of things. So I'll work in the office helping check people in for day use or camping, or sometimes I might help with the maintenance.
You mentioned Skins and Skulls, and together I would like it if you showed us what you're talking about there together with Breanna.
Okay.
So yeah, this is one of our popular programs we like to do on the weekends. So what we do is we set up a nice display of some of the animals that live in the parks and in the area. And what we do is we let visitors, all guests, they come up, you can touch them, you can feel them, you can look at the skulls, and it just gives you an up-close look at some of the animals that we have, because normally you don't get to see them up close. You see them in passing as they're in the woods, and we think it's really important for them to be able to see up close, and learn about the animals that live there.
What is that you have in your hand?
So this is a raccoon skull.
Right.
It goes with our nice skin we have here.
I didn't realize they had, well, I knew they had big teeth,
Yes.
but my goodness, that looks like dog teeth.
Right. So, we teach people about, why they have teeth like that, what they eat here in the park, and what they do for the ecosystem. So that's one of my favorites, the programs that we have.
And this fur is from what?
A raccoon also, yeah.
Whew, that was a big one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually have the smartest raccoons in Texas at Cooper
Oh,
Lake, so
really?
they've learned how to open up coolers, drink and pull your canned drinks out and drink them. So
They can open a can?
they can with their teeth with the incisors here. They have the ability. Raccoons are very smart,
Very.
very smart, and we actually have the smartest raccoons in Texas.
It makes me think of, was it Yogi Bear that lived in the park?
That was a classic cartoon back in the '60s
Yeah.
that I loved. Yeah, that was a national park.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, they have such beautiful tails, and there's his ringtail right there. Do you have anything else that goes with skins and skulls this morning?
Yes, we have a few more animals. We have one of my favorites, the bobcat, with us today.
Oh, that's beautiful. Just put it right up there.
And
Oh,
he
that's so
has
soft.
Yes. And he has a skull as well. Much bigger teeth.
And the bobcat is pretty much our only predator, larger predator we have remaining.
Okay.
Now we might have the occasional cougar that travels on their 60 or 70 mile trek through northeast Texas, but we don't have any sustaining populations within the park. But they have been seen in the park. But day in and day out, the bobcat would be our largest
Okay.
predator that we have.
Do you see them on the trails?
Every once in a while,
Okay.
yes.
They're rare. They're rare. They're elusive, but they're
Right.
there. We have a fairly substantial population of bobcat.
I'd say they see us a lot more than we see them.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and that's interesting. Bobcats. And so if you take your kids or grandkids or neighbor kids out to Cooper Lake State Park, you can enjoy one of these programs as a paid entry
Yes.
guest.
Once you pay your entrance fee, you have access to all of our programs. Everything else is free. Fishing, hiking, educational programs, sitting under a shade tree. It's all free. Swimming, it's all free.
And it's
once you get in.
not even expensive to get in.
No, adults are $5. Kids 12 and under are always free in Texas State Park. So it's the cheapest date in town. Come out and see us.
Your dad was wise to haul you around to all those
Oh,
places.
yes, that's why we also did it, because tent camping's cheap. We would find, like, at the campsite for, like, $10 and stay there for the night.
Well, you
Yeah.
mentioned $10. That's what our tent camping primitive sites are, $10.
Okay.
So it's a great way to spend the weekend.
My dad's philosophy was that it was always way cheaper than a hotel room and way better because you're out in nature.
That's right. And
Yeah.
he raised you to believe
he
that.
was wise. He was wise.
Do you have anything else in your bag over there?
Yes, so I'm an art minor in college, so I really love doing arts in the parks. So we do several programs, everything educational. We always tie it back to education. One of my favorites that we started is nature journaling, and this is just a starter booklet that I've made. Nature journaling is where you have your own journal. You take it with you into parks and nature. You write down observations, things you see,
Okay.
what time of year you're there. And it's just a really good record. Nature journals have been used for years to help us learn about ecosystems of the past that maybe aren't there anymore, or help us even learn about the ones that are still here. So they're even a good resource to have just to learn about your area. So that's a fun one I like to do. And then we have lots of arts projects for the kids. They love to come out. We make animal masks, we make butterflies, we do watercolors. So Anything you can think of doing, we have lots of those.
Here's
Breanna, show her
Oh,
some of the
yes.
things you have.
It's our
oh,
animal
how
masks,
cute!
right?
Now that's a
I mean-
raccoon.
I mean-
Hold it up a little bit.
I mean,
higher.
it's great for kids. I mean, if you want to
Yes.
bring younger kids out, Breanna has just a fantastic program for
butterflies.
younger kids.
Is that origami folded?
Yes, yeah. So that's what I'm going to try this weekend, actually, is some origami. We're going to learn about the different species of butterflies that live in the park and hopefully make some origami ones ourselves.
Beautiful that is.
Yeah, so there's a little bit for everyone at Cooper Lake State Park, and that's why we're so happy to have Breanna and Callie with us this summer, so we can do this fun stuff on the weekends.
Mostly on weekends. So when you come on weekends, there'll probably be, and in fact, a press release which is on our website, ksstradio.com, lists all the activities for
programs.
July and August, I think.
Well, at least the first day of August.
Okay.
There'll be another press release coming out for the entire month of August.
Okay.
And probably a little bit into September because of the Labor Day holiday.
Correct. Well, we don't have very much time left, but I do want to see if you have things to say. Of course, you're just beginning this career, but things to say to others who may be, thinking of what they will do after high school or when they grow up. What would you say, Callie?
Well, for me, I always thought it was cool because, like I said, I went to many parks as a child, and I remember always seeing the park rangers everywhere, and they just looked, to me, they looked like something really cool to do. And in high school, I was really still into the outdoor stuff. I did FFA, and I would just say if you really like being outside, you like nature, you like animals, it's a really great job to get.
Okay. And you feel the same way?
Absolutely, same here. If you want a job where you get to go outside every day, this is the one. And it's just so great to see other people enjoying the parks because, we work so hard to, everyone at the park works hard to keep it going for the visitors. And so we love when you get to come out and enjoy it the way we do.
Now, you know all about the things like for fishing, boating, kayaking,
Yes.
all the water things.
Yes, so a couple of really cool facts. We've added white sand beaches at the South Sulphur unit and the Doctors Creek unit. So if you can't go to Florida this summer, we have some white sand beaches at Cooper Lake State Park. So we're really excited about that. We also have a project, we're improving our trail system. Fishing, we're feeding fish along the bank, so we're attracting fish in so bank fishermen can have better luck. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. We're renting kayaks.
Okay.
A lot of great stuff going on at Cooper Lake State Park.
People bring their boats, they fish out on the lake, they
Yes.
fish from the bank.
If you fish from the bank or a pier at Cooper Lake State Park, you do not need a fishing license. It's free fishing with a permit at Cooper Lake State Park. Now, if you're in a kayak or in a boat out on Cooper Lake, you will still need a fishing license. But if your feet are planted in the park, no fishing license
No
required.
matter your age.
No matter your age. It doesn't matter if you're out of state, in state, it's free fishing.
Okay. All good news. So if you haven't gotten outside yet this summer, it's time to...
Time to get out.
That's right.
Yeah, recreate, relax, and recharge at Cooper Lake State Park.
It's just in our backyard.
It's here, it's y'all's. I mean, we're just caretakers. We're caretakers for a short period of time. And come see us.
Okay. We will spread the word here at KSST. Thank you, Breanna and Callie, and also Steve Killian for coming in this
Yes.
morning to reacquaint us with the treasure we have in Cooper Lake State Park. And we have like 2 minutes left if there's anything. I know the Bluebonnet Pass. I don't know if you can describe it that quickly.
Okay, it's the Texas State Park Annual Pass. It's $70. So Enola, if you bought the pass yourself, if you bought it today, that pass would be good until the end of July of 2022. And anybody in your vehicle that you bring into the park, family, friends, hitchhikers, we don't care. If they're in the car and you pass the gate, we count them. Everybody gets a free day into the park. And that's Cooper Lake State Park and all 88 other Texas state parks. So if you're an outdoor enthusiast, the annual pass is the way to go because it's unlimited visits, all Texas state parks. Plus you get discounts on gift shop items, you get discounts on camping. So the pass is the way to go if you love the outdoors, and I'm thinking a lot of your listeners love the outdoors.
I know that they do. And your dad should have had that Bluebonnet pass.
Oh, yes.
If he lived in Texas, I'm sure he would.
Well, thank y'all very much, and we
Well,
hope
thank you.
to see you
Thank
out
you.
at Cooper Lake State Park.
Yes.